Welcome, everybody, to the Everything Bears Show. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday playoff edition of Everything Bears. Why don't you guys come with us on this magical journey as we get ready to write a letter to Ben Johnson?
Dear Ben Johnson, we know this is usually the part where fans thank a coach for the culture and the grit and promise to trust the process. Relax, this isn't that letter. This is just us, Bears fans, checking in to say something simple but long overdue. You didn't just coach the Chicago Bears this season. You coached Chicago. You coached us at work. You coached us in traffic. You coached us when we started at a risky decision and thought, screw it. What would Ben Johnson do? Because somewhere along the way, you gave Bears fandom permission to stop flinching. You called plays like a guy who refused to live scared. And suddenly, neither did we. 4th and short? Go for it. Career change? Go for it. That extra set at the gym? Go for it. Asking for that raise? Might get injured, but damn it, we're going for it. You know, Caleb Williams stood on that stage after that playoff win and talked about how monumental you were in his development, how you believed in him before the rest of the world caught up. As fans, we felt that. Not just because it made us love our quarterback more, but because it reminded us what belief actually looks like when it's backed up by action. You didn't coach scared. You didn't play not to lose. And you sure as hell didn't treat Chicago like a rebuilding project that needed kid gloves. You treated us like a city that could handle expectations, like a fan base that deserved ambition. Now when we walk around town, chest out, head up, there's a little more edge in our stride, a little less, here we go again, and a lot more, watch this. That intensity you coach with, it's contagious. It's in our bars. It's on our trains. It's in the conversations that start with, you know what I love about this team? Instead of ending with a, so yeah, thank you for the wins. Thank you for the playoffs. Thank you for the gutsy calls that shaved years off of our lives. But more than anything, thank you for reminding Bears fans what confidence feels like. For reminding us that risk is better than regret, and for coaching an entire city to believe again. Respectfully, loudly, Bears fans everywhere. Welcome back, Bears fans, to the Everything Bears Show. Your home for Everything Bears. And oh, we've got one today. Win or go home situation yet again. We're still alive. We have to have faith. We have to have faith.
Believe. Believe, baby. Believe. This is the only bad thing about playing so late today. We're waiting on pins and needles to get this thing kicked off. I don't know.
It's
I
an
don't know if
awkward
I'd write
time,
that one.
isn't it?
Mhm.
Kickoff's like it's a weird time.
5:30. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, we'll be tuned in, that's for sure. So,
Won't miss it. Won't miss it for the world. Yeah. Um, a couple factors going into this before we start really breaking down these teams and the matchups and all that good stuff. Um, I'm hoping that the crowd shows up again, and I'm sure they
mhm.
will. Don't just let up because it's not the Packers. This game is just as big. You got to roar and make all that noise and uh, be as loud as possible so you can cause some confusion. Hopefully, be loud mainly when they're in the huddle, as well as the line of scrimmage. But be loud when they're in the huddle. That fucks up their communications. Um, and then secondly, I hope the frigid air and that nice lakefront 40-mile-an-hour wind comes ripping through there. So they're like, oh, boy, I know we practiced in LA with the AC on crank, but that ain't shit for this. I hope it's a factor. I'm not expecting it really to be. I'm sure there's seat warmers and all their hand warmers, and their whole body's gonna be packed with
Mhm.
the crack the little bags and make them hot type of deal.
I mean, listen to all the stories that we heard about, right? Like the Bears were made to practice outside without warmers, you
Mhm.
know. I saw one thing that had to make me laugh. Of course, social media is playing into this, right? I saw another thing where um social media and people being as clever as they can be said that the Bears were forced to cut open tongs and sleep in their bodies during the cold,
Okay.
all that
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, they lined up against wampas and shit like that. So,
That's
stuff like that. To further play off of the Star Wars references with Ben Johnson being Yoda and Caleb being Luke type of things. So,
okay.
uh, kudos to you guys out there for all those clever memes and everything else that's out there. Man, I just love people's creativity with this stuff and how they could just take a topic and just run to the umpteenth end of the earth with it. So,
Hey, payo time, Rams. Hey, y'all, Rams fan here, stoked for this game. Absolutely, brother. It's gonna be a big one. I don't know what to expect other than yeah, we might need a little help from the Pope. Not sure if you follow out there in LA, but the Pope is from Chicago, so
yeah,
I hope he calls in a favor today because it's gonna be a tough one for the Bears. But yeah, I'm excited. We're excited as well, man. It's gonna be a good one for sure. It better be a good one.
right. Yeah, let's hope there's no San Francisco hangover here. So,
Yeah. You know what? To be fair, though, too, our last week's game against the Packers, that look by halftime, I was deflated.
mhm,
You're at 21-3. You're like, what the hell? This is game's over. It felt like, but second half team. Let's see.
yeah, for sure.
Question: Rams have struggled with big physical wide receivers. Who do I need to watch out for most? Loveland? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Loveland is a beast. Matchup nightmare. I mean, he went from rookie to basically sensation. Just to kind of touch a little bit about Loveland and his performance. Um, he was the first rookie tight end who have caught at least 8 passes for 100 yards in the playoff games in NFL history. Colston Loveland accomplished the feat with 8 receptions for 137 yards. He had gains of 29, 22, 22, 21, 19. Here on this show and in the city of Chicago, there is a couple of phrases that we like to say about Colston Loveland around here. If it's third down, it's third and Colston. If it's fourth down, it's fourth and Loveland around here. That's how much this kid has really stepped into that role. He by far is the number one target on third and fourth down. for Caleb Williams, and the kid always seems to get open. If he's on linebackers, watch out. That's a huge mismatch. If he's on safeties, watch out. That's a mismatch.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he did ask wide receivers. Even though Colston could be a bit of a hybrid a little bit, but he says, good to know. I'll text McVay.
Yeah.
I'll text McVay and tell him to watch out for Loveland.
Something tells me he might have jumped off of the tape after last week.
He might kind of already know.
If Matt LaFleur had anything to say, I'm sure he said, watch out for Loveland.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I see that during the week of like, oh yeah, because LaFleur's brother, right, what's the OC over there?
Yeah, offensive coordinator.
All right, so will Matt LaFleur reach out to over there and all that good stuff? And I'm like, and give him pointers. I'm like, what pointers are you going to give him? How to lose the game in the second half of the game? Like, yeah, no, we're good, Matt. We don't need any pointers from you. We got this. We'll figure this out.
Yeah. Learn's back here. Learn, love you guys, but not thanking Ben Johnson for saying fuck the Packers live and having it posted on the official Bears website. Y'all gotta make that right. Aww. Listen, man, we're kind of a family show here. Not really.
No, we're not.
Why do you think that we had to pen that letter? Because he said something that all of us collectively wanted to say, and that was fuck the Packers. I hate those guys. Fuck that team and everything else.
Yeah.
Talk about endearing yourself to the city. Man, mission accomplished, brother. Mission accomplished. There will be so many different T-shirts and everything else. There already are a plethora of shirts out there. Good, better, best. I can't wait for all the fuck the Packers stuff coming and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be great, man. Rivalry renewed. That's what we needed in a head coach.
Yeah.
That's what the city demands. This is what the city needed. The Titans, good luck with Matt Nagy, brother. I don't know if you heard that. They made that official, I think, this morning. So, but
are you serious?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
You're fucked. The Titans are fucked. Oh my God. Oh, I will be watching with bated breath all next. I'm going to be paying attention to the Titans next year.
Mm-hmm.
Just wow. Okay. Yes.
I kind of get it here, right? With the fact that they have a young quarterback and Nagy's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer and everything else.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no. Mitch Trubisky would tell you not. Justin Fields would definitely tell you not. Though Justin Fields, I'll give him a pass on, right? Because nobody can whisper to Justin Fields. He was just terrible. So
I love this question here. Let's see. Are Bears fans embracing the Ben Johnson villain vibe that's being painted by the media? Yes.
Yes.
I absolutely
100%.
And you know what happens? It's kind of like when you get neglected for so long and you're kind of like discredited, you're the outcast, you're just the doormat. Everybody chalks you up as a win when they look at their schedule. That does something to you psychologically, where you're like, you know what? Fuck everybody. Just like
right. Us against the world type of mentality.
You start to develop that, right? That's that right there. And so, yeah, if Ben Johnson comes in, it's like, fuck the Packers, fuck them. And then, the media national pundits are like, oh my God, do you believe him? What?
Yeah.
And us as fans, we're like, yeah, that's our guy. That are you kidding me? That's absolutely who we want to be. If we need to be the villain, fine.
We waited 20 years to be able to say that with pride. And the fact that we were able to say it after a playoff game, just literally riding the high, that win would be the second best win in this team's season so far. There's only one win that could overtake that win, and that's if they win the championship game, right? If they make it and they win, that would be the one win that would trump this win for Bears fans. and just the community in general. It's interesting, right? Because especially if you're a Rams fan, Pay, it was painted in Chicago and all the social media here, where we're at. It's painted as if the whole McVay tree took personal offense to the fuck the Packers and all that stuff, which is fine. You know what? That's great. You know what? If somebody from my tree was talked about like that, probably would have the same feelings. But you have to admit that when Bears Packers rivalry is at its height and these teams truly hate each other, it's better for the NFL. It really is.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It brings this rivalry back to the center of attention. And the fact that the Packers, and I hate to say this, got it right with re-signing Matt LaFleur, this rivalry is now renewed and it is on like Donkey Kong, right? Yeah. So it's good for our team. It's good for the fan bases. We never really liked each other anyway, and might as well carry that over to the field. And that game should be chippy. It's like the Michigan-Ohio State, the Alabama-Georgia rivalries, the Auburn, the Iron Bowl, Auburn, Alabama, so on and so forth. All these great rivalries is what really makes sports so much fun, right? Where everybody's getting jacked up for them. So we'll keep rolling on because we got a couple other questions. So again, Pay, thank you for joining us, man. We love the comments. It's a great way for us to really kind of engage with you guys. Do we have opinions about the new stadium? Just found out in the past few weeks that it's a big deal with Bears fans in the city. Yeah, to give you the Cliff Notes version, the Illinois government are a bunch of dickheads and assholes and cheap fucks. So they were trying to really put their foot in the sand or draw a line in the sand to where they didn't want to give out any money for this thing. So the Bears then said, well, that's fine. We don't want your money. We'll go to Indiana if we have to. And the Indiana government, the governor and everything down there, put together a sweetheart deal where they're going to pay for everything.
Sweet ass deal.
Yeah. Which the Bears are now leveraging that into, look, we have this sweetheart deal. We're going to go to Indiana. It's only 30 minutes outside of, the city. No big deal for the fans. It would be the same commute as if they were building out in Arlington Heights. And lo and behold, when that came there, now all of a sudden the Illinois governor and the Chicago mayor, now they want to talk.
They want to reopen negotiations.
Yeah.
When he had said not 2 weeks ago, this is the Governor Pritzker, had not 2 weeks ago said, yeah, talking about this stadium is way low on our priorities during 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when Indiana was like, hey, here's a sweetheart deal. You don't have to pay for shit. We're going to pay for everything. And then you could pay back the loan, and then
we're going to build the infrastructure. We're going to give you tax breaks on the land, the whole nine.
Now all of a sudden the governor's like, wait up. Whoa, hey,
wait a minute. And Learn's correct, man. Kevin Warren's playing chess with this. The Bears don't want to leave Chicago. They don't want to leave Illinois.
No, they're going to end up, if I had to guess, they're going to be in Arlington Heights. That deal, it's going to happen.
They have the land, and, for Pay being in Canada, without knowing a whole lot, out in Arlington Heights, there was an old horse racetrack out there that had a huge amount of land to the point where if you've seen like Titletown in Green Bay, they can make a little Bears village, basically, for lack of a better terms, with hotels.
It's like almost 300 acres.
Yes. Where they could build a state-of-the-art stadium. And then the other thing is Arlington Heights is still in the same county that Chicago is in. So that means that Cook County, which is the biggest county that houses Chicago as well, for tax money, that county still gets all that money if the Bears go to Arlington Heights. Now, if they leave Illinois altogether, they don't get any of that. So the fact that Illinois is not stepping in to try to keep this team here, they could lose billions upon billions of dollars in both tax revenue and tourism dollars and
Yeah.
everything else. And, Illinois is trying to basically make the Bears foot the bill for the entire thing, which they'll pay, I'm sure, a good chunk anyway. But compared to what these other teams are getting from their cities, it's not even close.
Right.
And it's a damn shame that we got to sit here and talk about a fucking stadium, and all this other bullshit when this team now is really starting to get good and they have sustained cultures and players and paths to success to where this just needs to get done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Soldier Field is the smallest stadium in the league, only seats what, like 48,000, 50,000, I think.
60, I think.
Yeah, okay. So,
but still, league, like it's
yeah.
Besides Lambeau, it's like the oldest, smallest freaking stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And Chicago is the third largest market in the country. It's unacceptable.
Right. I mean, they don't need a stadium. They need a community, a Bears community, basically. So, yeah. Nagy, it's gonna be a trip for sure. We got to go back and touch on some of these comments here because we kind of jumped out of order here to kind of tie everything together here. No one can top that Green Bay wildcard win when Caleb wins his eighth Super Bowl. That wildcard game will still be the greatest game of my life. Amen, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
That game made me a Caleb Williams fan for life. We were already, Ez and I were already pretty much driving that bandwagon.
Yeah.
We were beating that drum since week 4. Like, we saw it. Even though the national pundits and the rest of the NFL didn't see it, and maybe because we've just been quarterback deprived for so long, when we see something that resembles anything competent or that looks like the rest of the QBs in the NFL, we get excited, and maybe we got prematurely excited, but we were right. So
yeah, and that's why we put national pundits and clown noses on our thumbnails.
That is true. With Shady and the rest of that crew.
Dan Orlovsky.
Yes. So Cam Newton, you too. Great perspective. And yeah, I think McVay and the tree are cool. I don't expect drama at the handshake. I don't either, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I think as maniacal as Ben Johnson can be, I can see him going out there and almost over-exaggerating this handshake, showing that he's cool with the McVay tree and McVay, but he hates the Packers and LaFleur. Right. That's just how I think Ben Johnson rolls.
So he's going to overdo it.
Oh, yeah. Just be as nice and pleasant as can be, no matter what.
I believe they call that passive aggression. I think that's what that's called.
That would absolutely crack me up. So, McVay and Shanny are having a great rivalry, and I love it as a Rams fan. 49ers and McDonald is getting that way with the Seahawks. Yeah, that whole division. I tell you what, the NFC in general,
powerhouse,
beastly. Yeah,
powerhouse.
It
used to be the AFC for so long, and now it's the pendulum swinging back to the NFC.
And it's starting with the coaching. I mean, you look at everybody out on the West Coast. You got McVay, Shanahan, McDonald. All of those guys coming from different trees, right? But they're all great. Then in the NFC North, you have Johnson, obviously.
All of our
LaFleur. Yeah. They're all
McConnell, Dan Campbell.
Just, they're coveted coaches at this point. The South, okay.
Yeah, they got some catching up to do.
Yeah. But and then you have the East. Now that Harbaugh's in New York, Sirianni, say what you will about him, he's won Super Bowls there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Tampa Bay, maybe middle of the road. The Saints, they saw some late season success. They played spoiler to a lot. I mean, I think I think we're starting to see a little bit of a shift here. So, yeah. Real interesting stuff on the business side of football. Kind of reminds me of when the Rams moved back to LA. Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing where they were bouncing back and forth, was that a power play or what? So, but yeah. And then Pay, we're old school Chicago kids. Just to kind of rehash the story. Ez and I grew up in the same neighborhood, right across the street from each other in Chicago.
At Northwest side.
Yep, on the northwest side of the city there. Since then, our paths have taken us into different states. Ez is out on the East Coast. I'm still in the Midwest. I'm up in Wisconsin behind enemy lines, so I get to see a unique perspective on that Bears Packers rivalry.
It's kind of good and bad at the same time for you, because when we're losing, you put the Bear gear away, maybe
it's
just go out in a North Face fucking jacket. But when we're winning, you get to hear them melt down.
Yes,
which has got to be so satisfying to listen to local sports radio in Wisconsin when they're losing to the Bears in the fashion that they did.
Yeah, and I tell you what, before we start breaking down the Rams and stuff, the media backlash over this last week and the fan base, I'll tell you what, the fan base was split pretty much 50-50. Fire LaFleur, or we want to bring him back, right? Or we'll bring him back, but if he starts losing again, then he needs to be gone. But all the talking heads in Wisconsin, they wanted him gone. I sent you the clip on the main talking head here. He didn't necessarily say fire LaFleur, but he did come out and say that LaFleur lost the right to coach this team. And Pay, if you don't know, in Wisconsin, they did a poll that said, what's the number one thing in Wisconsin that you can identify with? And across the state, it was the Green Bay Packers. It's like the one unifying thing in Wisconsin that everybody agrees upon, whether it's politics or anything else. Everybody can identify with the Packers. So if they suck, this state literally, we used to call it Packer Hangover Mondays, where there were studies done that when the Packers lose, businesses suffer on that Monday because nobody wants to go out. Everybody stays home. Yeah, literally studies done.
I love it
on that. Yeah, it's great. I'll give that fan base credit, man. About as devout and as rambunctious of a fan base that there is, right?
Very emotionally vested.
Yes, very much so. And hopefully we could get to that point. And Bears fans are the same way, right? There's just a huge generation of us that have been just beaten down year after year after year. But yet we finally got it right.
You know what, though, too? If you're still in the chat, I mean, I got a couple questions for you. Because there's a whole, there's stuff that we can gather about the Rams on a national scale. But like, if you have a Rams YouTube channel, you're probably just like us. We're up the Bears' ass, so you got to be up the Rams' butt in all the goings on and little storylines and things like that. If I may, really quick, what's the real condition with Matt Stafford's finger? Is that like a non-factor at all? Is it his pinky? Is it his throwing hand, number one? Is it his pinky? Is it his index finger? Which finger is messed up? And is it going to affect him at all in this cold and throwing the ball, do you think?
Well, we're kind of waiting for you to respond, man. So the Bears using the hype around the team to build leverage, 100%, man.
Sure.
That's just how we do it. So
I want to address Learn's comment here, the second one there.
Go ahead. I'll let you take over there.
He says, I'm 45-year-old Gen X with my fingernails painted at jiu-jitsu practice. Iceman is king of the North. So you know what? Like
yeah.
I never had a problem with the kid painting his fingernails ever. And we're also Gen Xers here. I'm 47, so
48 right here. So
I want to recall everyone again. I'll beat this drum forever. I want everybody to remember the three Pete Bulls winning championships. I believe they also had a player who painted his nails,
and
and nobody had a problem with it. Nobody said boo about it.
right. Well, when you're walking around with the likes of Karma, Electra, and things like that, nobody
Madonna.
cares. Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody
this
cares
dude
if you're
was
painting your nail.
this dude was crushing porn stars. All
Yeah.
right, like you paint your nails, be hungover at a playoff game. We don't care. Just show up, get those rebounds, and do you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Dennis Rodman, come on, man. Like I know people were just reaching. I think Caleb again was under a high-powered microscope, being first overall pick and everything. But to go after him over fingernails polish, come on, man, stop it.
I tell you what, the way that this kid's playing, whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, there's going to be a lot more kids playing QB who's going to do it, right?
Yeah,
I
right,
mean, Learn says he's doing it for jiu-jitsu practice.
right. That's
And
awesome.
as a Gen Xer, right, that's something that we would never think about doing, right?
Well, maybe depending what
Hey,
scene you were in.
I
Like
tell you what,
we were
hey,
Gen X was like gave laid the pathway to like goth and emo
true.
genre, and a lot of the guys would have their bangs down over their eyes and paint their
Black
fingernails
fingernail
black.
nails,
Yeah,
right?
so you know Caleb just glammed it up a little bit because his mom owned a nail salon and he was stuck at the salon a lot, so he was like, fuck it, let me throw on some
Mhm.
orange and white nail polish and let's see what's up here.
Well, you saw what he had painted on his nails for the playoff game, right? I mean, his
Ooh,
nails always have a message.
right.
And that week they said the one.
The
So
one.
the one. You got it, man. So not that we like for people to self-gloss, but he has two nicknames in Chicago. We all know Iceman, right? The other one, I agree with Danny Parsons.
Danny Parkins.
Yeah, combination of the both here.
Yeah.
Uh, I agree with him, man. The one, great nickname for him. Iceman, that's already cemented in, dude. He is. I'm out there looking for the big guy, Iceman hoodie sweatshirt, right? Looking for the merch. To all you who might be listening, come on, make that big guy merch, man. Because this guy wants one of those sweatshirts with the Jumpman Caleb, where it says Iceman on it. Hell yeah, I'll rep that hardcore.
Yeah, that's
So,
filthy.
uh-huh.
His Jumpman logo.
Yeah, that's. I really hope that it really takes off because that throw and that pose, man, was filthy, and that needs to stay around for quite some time. So,
Here he answered here. Let's see. It was his index. And to be honest, it's been a non-story with the Rams all week. I would say it was a jammed finger, but when it happened, he went Super Saiyan Stafford and won the game last week. Okay. So the hurt finger kind of revitalized him and gave him a boost to reach Super Saiyan 3.
yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So not a factor. Not a factor.
That's
Stafford.
the one thing with Stafford, man. That dude has played through some ridiculous injuries. He's
Yeah.
got to be one of the toughest QBs that's ever played.
Yeah.
I will give him his props with that.
Stafford has a video game like Moe's, sometimes where he just makes everyone around him play better. Yeah. Ball spins faster and he throws more accurate. Yeah. He's a seasoned vet,
Yeah.
like he's seen, and this is kind of what worries me today facing up against him is he's seen every disguise and coverage and blitzes and all these things where, he could really slice and dice if the conditions are favorable for throwing the ball. Yeah.
And you know what? It sounds like tonight, it might not be that favorable. Yeah, we know it's going to be cold, but they're calling for wind gusts 20 to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But I got to think, just like Caleb Williams, he's got the arm strength and that tight spiral that he's going to be able to cut it through the wind.
Cut through the
Right.
wind.
He just might not have as much practice at it right now, but you don't think he's going to be out there before the game starts trying to figure that out. But yeah, it's going to be two strong arm quarterbacks going at it tonight, man. And I can't wait. Buckle up. Let's go.
Very good wide receivers. That's the other thing too. When we got Jalen Johnson not looking quite like himself because he ain't full 100%. Same thing with Kyler. We got Puka Nacua, okay, arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, and Devontae Adams opposite him. Like, oh my God, like this is gonna be, and Devontae Adams too, talking his shit during the week because he's got Green Bay ties. Oh my God.
So I started looking up the stats and everything, doing the homework. Puka Nacua caught 129 balls for 1,700 yards, man.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking insane. Insane. A kid is balling out of his mind.
Yeah. Devontae Adams, 60 grabs, but 14 of them were touchdowns. So he's got 24 touchdowns between those two. That's how he threw for, 47 touchdowns this year.
So
during the regular season, 46.
In their last game, I know, Pay, you could probably give me the exact numbers on this, but the targets that Matthew Stafford targeted Nacua like 20 times, maybe more. And then same thing. It was a lot of targets for Devontae too. Like he's going to force him the ball. You didn't really have to force him because they're great route runners, but he's going to target those boys tonight. He's going to target them.
100% with this that Pay's talking about. And I know it's cold, but I think time of possession will be huge. That's always a big thing for the Bears. You got to keep the other team's offense on the sideline, especially in the second half if you're the Rams, right? Especially the fourth quarter. The first half. Yeah. I mean, for us Bears fans, we like to spot teams' points, which is a dangerous game to play. And I don't think that we can play that game tonight, man. And I don't want to get too far into it because some of this will tie into the keys of the game that we'll go over later on. But I agree with you 100%. I think the team who can run the ball better is definitely going to have the upper hand in this game today. The Rams are no slouch with their running backs either. With Williams and Blake Corum, they can run the ball as well, and they got their big road grader back at I think right guard. He came back, and he's one of their keys in that offensive line. And I'm going to be curious, to see how the Bears are going to run the ball, because we'll get into it more a little bit later on, but the Bears, and maybe we'll jump into it now, the Bears are talking about shuffling their offensive line, right? I guess now is as good as time as any to really kind of get into it.
Yeah, we'll start breaking that down, yeah.
It's, let's talked about that, Jan Fingers, okay. Let's get through some of these comments, and then we'll start jumping into it.
Yeah, love the comments, guys. Love you guys chiming in.
He threw 20% after hurting the finger. Learn. All right, man. Stanford's California candy ass is throwing 2 picks today. Look at his record under 40. I started doing a lot of homework on this, right? And then I sat back and I was like, why am I relying so much on cold weather for this game, right? Like, why is this such a huge thing? I had to kind of step back and look at the matchups instead. And kind of see what we're doing. So something people don't realize is this Rams team is the best team Stafford has had in his career. The 2021 Rams had more star power with AD, Cooper Kupp, and Ramsey, but this Rams roster is way deeper. AD obviously being Aaron Donaldson.
Aaron Darnold.
Yeah. Darnold's got, man, I'm just fucking everybody's name up today. I got Sam Darnoldson on my mind. Speaking of Sam, I was expecting playoff Sam to make an appearance, but he didn't need to make an appearance last night.
That Seahawks defense is nasty, filthy.
Yeah. And this is Pay was just talking about the guy that that I was just talking about. Dotson being back is a huge game changer. He's their key cog in that run game. So Puka has at least one catch a game. Your question is that the best catch I've ever seen?
The kid makes some crazy catches. It's nuts.
Yeah. Catching in traffic and everything. So
one-handed 360 falling backwards, and you're like, what? Yeah. That kid's special.
Learn. They have who they have. They have still be bad for over a month and barely but freaking Carolina. Barely beat freaking Carolina. Yeah. It's not like they're bad, but just I don't think the offense is more dangerous than the Bears.
Yeah. So that might be one of the matchup things that we'll also talk about a little bit as we start creeping into more and more topics. But that's a matchup that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if, again, the conditions are favorable to throw the ball. Because as I understand it, the Rams secondary can be a little sus, and our pass game is pretty good. And so could this turn into a shootout? Because we know the Rams' high-powered offense could probably put up points in bunches, and our defense as a whole, not just secondary, because at least the Rams got a good front on defense. It's their secondary that's a little sus.
Right.
But could this end up being like a back and forth, just slugfest? It could.
3 yards in a cloud of dust type of thing.
God, yeah.
Old-fashioned playoff football. I don't know. I mean, not in today's game, not with these two quarterbacks, and not with these two head coaches. Can I see them just turn around and sticking the ball in the running back's gut, you know, constantly?
But to what Learn said, I mean, the Rams did sneak up out of that game. The Panthers gave them every bit that they could give, and so I thought the Panthers were going to win there for a second, but
it's the difference is that the Panthers have a lot stronger front four than the Bears have, right? If we're just going to be honest here, they were able to put pressure on them with the front four. The Bears can't do that. The Bears got to bring pressure, right? We saw it against the Packers. They didn't flip the script until Dennis Allen started firing,
bringing the
linebackers and safeties and everything else, and that's just kind of how it went. You're absolutely right, man. We say that they can't start slow, but they keep pulling these things out. But damn it, let's not have heart attack games, man. If we start fast, we might actually be able to sit back and enjoy our snacks and not be too nervous to eat. Well, it's man.
That's what ends up happening. I have a coffee table full of snacks that I won't touch because my stomach is in knots.
Yeah.
How are the Bears versus 13 personnel? Great question. Probably just as good as any other NFL team with 13 personnel. Struggle. 13 personnel, it brings so many challenges because you could do so much out of it. And if you guys have I know one tight end, Higbee.
Yeah.
I know he's really good. I don't know what your other tight ends. I would assume they're probably pretty decent as well. We're really good when we run 13 personnel because we got tight ends for days. So especially when you got a tight end like Colson Loveland who could do so many different things, you could run so much out of 13 personnel. I would imagine, and I have heard that McVay runs a shit ton out of 13 personnel. I could see the Bears struggling mightily with that today.
I will say the one thing, though, I mean, Bears run a ton of 13 personnel, so you got to think they see it in practice a whole lot, right? So I'm sure Dennis Allen has different ways to kind of match up against that. We're a little thin at linebacker, so I would be shocked if they're in base out of 13. I think they'll still be nickel at the very least and have Kyler out there. CJ Gardner-Johnson's coming back, so he's a little bit bigger of a corner. And honestly, Johnson is probably at this point of his career, him covering tight ends is a little bit more his speed versus slots. So, just to be completely honest. CJ is one of those guys that you like to have up and around the line of scrimmage. If he's covering wideouts downfield, watch out. That's pass interference waiting to happen or just
burnt
a
toast.
long touchdown. Yeah, exactly. So Thanks for taking my questions. Painting some stairs, huh? All right.
All right, knocking out that honeydew list
Yeah,
before the game.
exactly.
Nice.
So,
Respect.
enjoying hearing you guys talk football. You got good chemistry. You guys clearly have been talking the ball together for a long time. So, yeah,
Thank you.
a
Thank
few
you. Thank you.
weeks. But and then learn. I think it goes different. The Bears may run for 300 yards today. Go ahead.
So this and this could be a thing, but what's unknown about today is moving Joe Tooney from left guard to left tackle and bringing in
Newman.
Luke Newman
Yeah.
to move him to left guard. So how well are they going to be able to execute the run game, have moving positions like this? I'm myself, I'm worried. I don't like the move, but I guess if I have to trust the coaching staff, they would know better. If it's better with Theo still running that extra lineman, that the formation that they like to run, and they want to use them there, then so be it. But if they can't get the run game going, man, that's time of possession, and that's going to be our keys to the game later on in the show.
I agree with you 100%. So that's the one thing that makes me nervous about moving Tooney out the left tackle. I'm not worried about him in pass pro. He's done it with the Chiefs, and he did it pretty damn well. And he was doing it on the biggest stage in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And like we were talking about off air before we got on, you don't remember Tooney at left tackle. That's a good thing for an offensive lineman. You don't want people to remember your name, right? As being a former offensive lineman, you don't want to be like, oh, Wedge had a terrible game, because then you really stood out, or your quarterback is lying there in a heap behind you, right? I am concerned a little bit about the run game, but man, you know what? The one person on this roster we should be the least concerned about is Tooney. The guy's got so much experience, so much playoff experience. He'll go anywhere. He'll succeed. He's just so technically sound. He literally is teaching tape every time you break him down and you watch him. I think he's been as valuable to this offensive line as anything else, whether it be coaching staff or whatever, because they look at how this guy prepares and what he does. And if you can get a fraction of that out of your young guys, this team's all the better for it. And we've seen it this year in the offensive line. I mean, look at the sack totals, right? We went from 68 down to what, 24, I think, 26 total sacks. Yeah.
They're going to put Braxton in as if he was a tight end in 13. He'll be outside of Tooney. It will be like he's playing guard. Betcha. Bold prediction. Prediction. Learn, you think we're going to get a Braxton Jones sighting today? Okay. All right.
Well, that would be hilarious to me, actually. Yeah, man, can you imagine seeing Braxton Jones running downfield at all? I don't know.
But I don't put nothing past this coaching staff.
No.
That's for sure. I just thought, I'd learn. I had put Braxton out of it's hard for me to like digest this one, because I had put Braxton like he's out of here. I put him in my rear view. But you never know. They could maybe want to use him on some things like that. But they got Theo to do all that.
Yeah.
With 13 personnel.
You see Theo booking it downfield, man. I mean, that dude was moving maybe like a 4.7, 4.8.
That's what Ben Johnson said. You see, what did he get up to, like 15 miles an hour? Yeah.
Booker coming on. Sweat had a great game against the Pack.
Yeah.
I think we could get pressured today.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them kind of keep up that pressure. That'd be awesome.
It would. I'll agree with you on this. Sweat did have a good game. The only thing that concerns me is that Sweat was going against the backup. And that's the only time that he seems to really kind of show out, is when he's going up against the backup.
Second stringers.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll kind of see what ends up happening there. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I'll be curious to see how this goes. Booker, for sure. I think that kid's starting to establish himself as one of those trendsetters on this defense. And that kid talks with his pads, right?
Mhm.
He might not be the most vocal kid, but damn, that kid will punch you in the face and then stomp on your hand if he had to. That's just kind of, how I see Booker kind of going right now.
Yeah,
But
he's got a nice watching some because on YouTube they'll show like his film or whatever. He's got a nice like stab, you
yeah,
know, when he's coming in and he stabs him right up there high in the shoulder. Man, it looks really good because he's got long ass arms.
yeah, the kid's strong as hell.
Yeah, and
So
so he's kind of going against what I like to see. He's kind of going against, I think, what Dennis Allen typically looks for in an edge rusher. He wants more like a Montez Sweat, bigger body, can
yeah,
contain the edge. But Austin Booker is like he's speed, he's more uh, lanky than Dennis Allen would like. But I like that the kid's excelling and his arrow's definitely going up. So
yeah, for sure. So it's I'll be curious to kind of see, how that plays out. Um, we have to run the ball today, 100%. We got to run it better than we did against the Packers. That's for damn sure.
the last couple weeks, I haven't
Yeah.
really liked our run game the last couple games.
It's the first time in a long time that this Bears team seemed to have plays that they struggled to run the ball. I don't remember seeing hardly any negative runs throughout that last half of the season. And in the playoffs, man, it's a whole different animal. Like they're getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage. We're just not used to seeing that.
No.
We're just not at this point. So yeah, it's gonna be a key to the game. I agree with Pay. With this whole time of possession type of thing right now, that's best way to keep the Rams from scoring is keep them off of the field,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's got to be what happens here. We got to be able to control it. Long, sustained drives that lead to touchdowns, not field goals. Because against this team,
Downs.
yeah, field goals ain't going to cut it, man. They ain't going to cut it.
No.
Because
Look
this
at
team will go down.
how we came out against the Packers, right? We get the ball to open the game. We chewed up half of the first quarter on that drive and got down to the red zone and field goal. And it's like, so we have to do the same thing, but like you said, let's score 7, huh? We need it today. We really do.
And Ben Johnson was in attack mode that game. The Bears won the toss
Oh.
on that, and they took the ball.
Yeah. Well, that's clear statements, man. That's that gutsy. That's what the letter was about. The Dear Ben Johnson letter at the top of the show. That's what that was about. The guy, he's got a bit of an edge to him. He's risk taker,
Yeah.
fearless.
Well, you're going for it on 4th down on your side of the 50, man. You got to be fearless, right? No flinch, no blink.
Yeah. No Tory Taylor. We didn't see Tory Taylor all last week.
No. Crazy. And it wasn't because he didn't have an opportunity.
Right.
Create is in the checking in. Bear down, buddy.
Have you been? We've put out APBs.
Making sure you're still alive, bro.
Thank you for joining. Thank you. What a warm welcome, huh? Like,
Create,
man.
Were
you on vacation? Were you in Europe? Were you in some country that doesn't have internet? Where have you been, bro?
Bro, we needed you for the Packers pregame show, brother.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We
were getting killed in the chat by Packers fans. We needed you.
They were bumping their gums, and lo and behold, they forgot to show up to take, their true desserts. But that's okay.
This was all on the pregame show. They're busting our chops. And then when we had the review show on Wednesday, I invited them to come back. I said, win or lose, come back, right? If you win, you can come back and bust our balls. Go ahead. But if we win, you better. And they didn't show up, of course.
What?
Sore losers.
Yeah.
But man, we could have used you, man. We could have used you.
So what we got? Braxton was still hurt when he came back. Watch this redemption arc today. Theo is a stud. He will play, but so will Jones. Ben Johnson has been saving this running game since Philly. All right.
Okay. I
All
like it.
right.
Okay.
Let's
I'll take it. Yes.
yeah. So um let's hope. I mean, if they come out and they run the ball like they did against Philly, whoo, watch out. All right.
Oh yeah, dude. If we can run the ball like we did against Philly, that's we definitely greaten the odds of us coming out of this game with a victory.
Mm-hmm. Crate says we find ourselves in a 4th and 8. We have Caleb. We have Rome.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Yes.
Best throw by a Bears quarterback in the history of Bears.
How many throws like that can we say this year?
A bunch.
Listen, Pay, if you're on, brother, you've been blessed with some pretty good quarterbacks in the recent history in LA or for the Rams team. Us Bears fans, we've been deprived. When we're talking about, we haven't had a good quarterback since Sid Luckman. You know why we we may have man crushes on Caleb Williams, and we don't hide it because it's finally good to be able to say we have a quarterback in Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, look at how many times we wanted to anoint Justin Fields as a quarterback.
That's how desperate.
Yeah.
That's how desperate we were.
Yeah, that guy couldn't throw it much. For him, he could either throw it 25 yards downfield, but everything underneath that was a crapshoot. So, great saying he's been in astonishment. All right. Learn saying we're straight fight. Learn, buddy. I thought we talked about this profile picture, brother. At least we're not playing the Lions today.
It's not a Lions.
So that's
okay.
Yeah.
The avatar picture. That's okay this week. Yes.
Great's been drinking the Packers tears. I mean, I don't need a birthday or Christmas. You're right, man. We already got it this year.
Yeah. And when every Sunday is Christmas, feels good.
Darren, welcome to the chat, brother. Bear down, go Bears. Glad you found us. Make sure you guys, while you're in here, hit the like, subscribe, ding the bell so you know when we go live. Really appreciate all the comments today, man. I love these type of shows where we just get to interact with the fans and start bouncing off, man. We do all this content and homework, but I'd much rather have these conversations with you guys. So, Craig coming in. Do you think they'll put Joe Tooney at left tackle? I just don't see this happening. Theo was good. Walter Pilla wasn't ready. Listen, man. I do think they're going to put him out at left tackle. We started touching on this, and then we got sidelined by comments. With the way that Jared Verse is playing right now,
Chris.
Yeah, I do think
we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get. Go ahead.
I just saw it.
I just saw them pop up, and I go, Chris. We'll get to you in a second.
He was sending me pictures of his Donald jersey and all this other stuff, but guess what? He's not on the team anymore. But anyway, left tackle. Joe Tooney, I do think they're going to put him out there because Jared Verse is a bull rusher through and through, right? It's not his only move, but it's his go-to move and it's his best move. What can't Braxton Jones do? He can't anchor, right? Theo's weakness, bull rush as well. So I think you put Tooney out there to protect Caleb's blindside, or else this game would be a very long game and could get out of hand fairly quickly. So I do think that they are going to put Tooney out there. First, arguably one of their best defensive players. And Pay, if you're still on, I'm sure you can back us up on that. They need to have an answer for him. And if you are continually having to chip them and everything else, that's going to make for a super long game, right? You're taking people out of the routes and everything else. But, yeah, I do think that they're going to go with it.
Hold on, right? He's addressing his avatar. Yeah. It's a little kitty that thinks he's a lion. It's perfect. It is. I definitely like the messaging in it. I was trying to get And don't get mad at me. I was trying to get AI to make me an image of so something similar to that. I wanted Caleb Williams to be looking in the mirror, and like a roaring ass angry bear is it's
Yeah.
roaring at him in the mirror. That's his reflection because that's Caleb
It
now.
wouldn't do it. Man, that
Well,
sounds
it
pretty
just
badass.
it didn't look good. It didn't
Okay.
turn out right. I got to keep training the AI. Okay, you ready? Here we go. You're a Rams fan now today?
Dallas fan, Rams fan. Listen, bro, I've seen you in the Bears t-shirt too. So he's on this show. He's supporting the Bears today.
Yeah.
That's just all it boils down to. Christopher, I'm telling you which bandwagon you're on, and you're on the blue and orange today, baby. So great saying his profiles. It's like Dan Campbell. So all right, great. My only devil advocate is that Tooney hasn't played there all year. Yeah. He's the consummate pro, bro.
Yeah.
He'll be able to kick out, no problem. He did it at the highest level in the playoffs, man. Almost same type of timing, right? I think they had to put him out there in the last few weeks of the Chiefs playoff run. Yeah, we know, Christopher. You like busting our balls, and we like busting your balls too. That's just how we do it here. So
appreciate you showing up. Thank you.
Tooney is still there on that size. He can help. Yeah,
it's a big dude.
Agree.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And the dude just plays so technically sound, man. I mean, he can play in space. You see it all the time. So. Also, what if you play into their game and run it up the middle? Verse won't have a chance to get to Kate. Yeah, 100%. I didn't do enough homework on there to see how Verse plays against the run. But typically, for most of your elite pass rushers, you're supposed to run right at him, right? Make him go through a few guys, wear him out, all that good stuff. So, and then away we go. But yeah, so we got another new name in the chat. Tom. As a Bears fan, I've not had so many games where they won and I didn't cheer. I just said, yes, at least 7 of them, right? Where you're sitting there pissed off for most of the game and then the last 2 minutes happen, right?
Amazing.
We have to come up with a Caleb phrase for that. We might have to think tank that a little bit. We got the Ben Johnson effect. Now we got to think of something for Caleb time. So
yeah, we'll workshop some things for sure. But that is true, though. Yeah, a lot of wow moments. He's just, what's funny too when you hear like some of the players, little pressers or little locker room pressers, and they're asked about, what did you think when you see Caleb's throw and this, that, and the third, and they all like have the same response where they're like, oh yeah, that. We see that all week in practice. So like when we see it in the game, we're like, oh, there he goes again. But for us, we don't get to see practices. So we're just like, oh my God, did you say that? Holy shit. But these guys, they see it on the regular. So this kid's special, man. The chat of football fans.
A little fan on fan crime. I like it. Yeah. So regardless of what happens today, Seattle, while they were destroyed San Fran, didn't they?
Dude, that defense they were everywhere, fast and hitting the shit out of the Niners, and they were just swarming the ball. It was, I tell you what, man, okay, with a little help from the Pope, we come out of this game with a victory today. Oh, we got to go to Seattle and deal with that. Yeah. Holy shit balls. That defense is out of their minds.
Christopher saying that the player of the game is number 17.
Listen,
truther. Bro. Okay. Yeah, Bajan he ain't going to get any playing time today.
No.
So, I mean, I don't know what you're talking, but this is a Caleb household here.
Well, he's maybe referring like because of the support he's going to give Caleb on the sideline.
Yes, agreed. So,
support player.
Last name is Bajan, not Adams. Bajan.
Oh, that 17.
Secret agent, man. I knew exactly what he was saying, but no, we're sticking with the Bears. He's on the Bears side today. We're not letting him bandwagon on over.
I'm having a hard time reading into that. Okay, if that's the case, he's sending very mixed signals.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God! Look at this.
What?
Create. Of the one Don Burr. I love Don Burr. So Don Burr, if you're unfamiliar, Wedge, trolls every Bears content creator who goes live. And from the Bears press conferences, he's in the chat. CHGO, he's in the chat. Tape Never Lies, he's in the chat. Every fucking corner of Bears Nation, this son of a bitch. But I'll tell you what about Don Burr. Ever since the Lions ended up, I don't know, last in our division, Don Burr, another person I put an APB out on, because where's Don Burr now? Where are you at?
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Hey. Would love to see some more plastic flying off the helmets and Swift and Monangai having a game. Yeah. I agree with you, man. Bring the hammer and Monangai. Feed him the rock. Let's see what happens. Listen, if they bump Tooney out to left tackle, we're talking about putting Newman in at left guard. Newman's a big dude now, right?
Yeah, he's a big kid. Yeah.
He's a road grader, probably better run blocker than a pass blocker. I got to think that would probably be the route that they want to go, right? And we'll talk about it. This run game has got to be efficient. I don't care if they're not cracking off 10-plus yard runs a game. They got to avoid the negative runs. The outside zone's got to be working, right? Because that's when this run game gets dangerous, when they start stretching it outside, where the tackle lines up. And you're running behind Jackson, you were running behind Tooney and Dahlman, and if they're working up to the second level, that's where this run game starts getting lethal, right? You have the hammer and Monangai running straight up the gut between the tackles, but he can get outside now too, right?
Whatever happened to, we need to get back to, remember when we needed a big run, it was sweep right, off tackle right, run right,
stretch right. Yeah,
we need to get back to that.
I mean, we lost a little bit of that power game, but and maybe that's the byproduct of this Colson Loveland, Caleb Williams hookup, because that thing has been freaking lethal.
Yeah,
right. I mean, the last 2-3 weeks, Loveland he's really starting to blossom.
He's been the identity of our offense, but
yeah.
I started watching Swifty and TTNL like 10 years ago, whatever it was. Been cool watching Swift Sports grow. Want to see you guys hit 1K subs. I'd love it, Create. Funny story, Create. 2 days ago, Swifty just followed me on Twitter. And right now, for some reason, too, they're beefing. I don't know if you're on Twitter, Create, at all, but TTNL's throwing mad shade at Swifty. And I'm like, come on, guys. I don't know about those two. Shane and Draft Dr. Phil, they got to cool it down. There ain't nothing wrong with Swifty. I like Swifty a lot. But thank you so much, man. I hope we hit 1K. I want to hit it so bad.
We, we're kind of in our inaugural season here, and we've already started talking about some of the stuff that we're expanding out to. We're starting to dabble our toes in the Twitter game, TikTok. We're going to be looking into going Facebook Live, but we need a certain amount of subs before we could do that. So yeah, man, if we do, we're going to start pushing this thing as far as we can go, man. There's a lot of competition out there, but having you guys here with us, being in the beginning, man, we appreciate it. So the best thing you could do for us, hit like, comment on the shows afterwards. Yeah, share it, all that good stuff. Help us get our brand out there. And away we go.
I've been asking Swift to get at you guys. Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I would that's one thing I want to do. I've been talking about like bringing guests on the show and stuff. I mean, I would love to have Swift on the show. Are you kidding? I like Swift a lot.
Yeah, it's been a fun time, man. It's been a fun ride. So let's hope we keep this thing going.
Yeah, they're substrapped. I know that's kind of like the thing. I took a jab at them in one of my own videos just on the Book of Ezra channel. I took a swipe at them because they're I so again I watch them all the time and they talk about things like because they're not from Chicago, they're from like the Northeast, Connecticut or Buffalo, New York, something like that. And they talk about their pizza, and I'm like, "Oh, get the hell out of here! You ain't talking pizza. You're gonna lecture Bears fans about your guys' pizza? Like, don't do that. That's a bad look." But I put in the title of my video was "Don't start no beef" with a
Mhm.
big Italian beef sandwich. Anyways, but yeah, and they can be very negative. They berate the chat. People come in the chat and text in there, and they'll berate them and shit. And I'm like, "Don't do that, guys. Don't do that." Please don't forget to
Yeah.
talk about food for today. Chris says that.
Yeah.
Tom, he says, look, if the Bears D treats this game like half the games this year, with the deficit by halftime, there'll be 50 points. Williams won't be able to claw back from. Yeah, that's a concern. That's a concern, man. If we fall too far behind and the lead becomes insurmountable, that could be one how this plays out. That's one of the options today.
Yeah.
Hopefully we avoid that.
We got to make sure that the Bears channel their inner third quarter
Yeah.
from the Packers. So
Well,
let's
go
get
ahead.
that punter out. Let's get that punter out early and see what happens, man. So, because the last thing I think we want to do in this cold weather is get into a shootout.
Yeah.
I think with the wind and everything, it's going to be real tough to go blow for blow like that. And I think that's where this running game is going to really start paying dividends for whatever team. They can get it established and keep going. Let's hope the Bears can get it established before the Rams and keep going, man.
So I wonder if all right. So on Wednesday's show, we do this segment called Coach Speak. If you guys don't are unfamiliar, you can go to any of our Wednesday shows and just if you even want to fast forward to the middle of the shows when we start the segment, I had brought up something along the lines of to get Caleb to play a full 60 minutes. I think the coaches and Kevin Warren need to tell the clock operator at Soldier Field to on the board have it say fourth quarter with 3 minutes left and just have that posted up there the whole time so that Caleb will. I think the same might apply for our defense.
Right.
It'll work on the defense as it'll work on Caleb. This right here, learn. You said maybe consider fan wars, take calls from each team playing each other and set up the word. So this crossed my mind yesterday. I was at work and I'm like, you know what we should do? Like, I could open up a phone line and we could have it on the ticker on the bottom and have people call in and we could take callers. That is a great idea, Learn. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
He says there's another small podcast. Yeah, Nomad. I've watched them before. Diehard Bear fans, they take their time and also have segments on food and drink. We also will pepper in foods as well on this show. How can you not? Okay, Chicago is one of the big food cities of the country. You're not going to tune into a Bear show and not hear about food. It's just you can't have it. Can't have it. It's sacrilegious. Protect Caleb, lockdown Puka, make Stafford feel his age, stick to our identity. Yeah, those are great keys. Absolutely. Let's see. Damn. Why are we so scared of these guys? They have been pedestrian for 4 years. Yeah, so they have been on a little bit of they've been struggling, yeah. But I mean
they're still winning, yeah.
But they're still winning, so it's kind of like the same thing with us. I think we really match up with them pretty well. It's just gonna be what version of defense are we gonna get all game? That's again, if we start out slow on both sides of the ball, like we've been doing week in and week out, I just don't want the lead to get so out of control that we can't come back in the second half. So you got to, again, come out swinging and kind of love the call.
I would fear the call. Like if it had caller ID and it was Christopher, I'd be like,
oh,
do we need to answer this?
So I'm pretty sure like it'll tell us the number before we answer it. Because the one
Yeah.
thing that would worry me is like I don't know if the caller in says a sequence of words
Yeah.
in a specific order where the algorithm's gonna ding our channel. Like I'd have to either mute or hang up right away. So I'm gonna have my finger on the hang up button if they
Yeah.
want to say words that YouTube doesn't like. That'd be my only worry.
Yeah.
Chris could call in if he he'd probably call in like several different times.
Of course he would. He would be on the phone the whole freaking show. So, okay, name favorite pizza joint in
Oh,
Chicago and not
okay.
deep dish.
Favorite
Favorite
tavern?
tavern
Yeah,
pizza.
so tavern is actually my favorite,
Mm.
right? Chicagoans will eat deep dish what? Once, twice a year, maybe. We don't really eat it like that. We eat the thin crust tavern style. Now, our favorites, I'll tell you what, there's a number of good places.
Yeah.
For me, and this is later in my teen years because growing up on the Northwest side, we would get tavern style pizza from a place called Mama Luna's down like Addison, way
Mm.
by darn near Narragansett. It but it was amazing.
Okay.
However, when around the time of me graduating high school, we moved out to McHenry County, and there is a place in Algonquin called Nick's Pizza and Pub. Slamming. The guys at CHGO have named Nick's Pizza and Pub in Algonquin. I was like, I used to eat there.
Yeah.
But Nick's Pizza and Pub is good. Who you got, Wedge?
So growing up, my favorite place on the Northwest side was Super Rosa's. It was right by where I went to
Super
high
Rosa.
school,
Oh, of course.
right by Portage Park there, right?
Yeah.
So what was that? Major and roughly Austin, I think. Or was it Central? It's been a
Could have been
while.
Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Super Rosa was the best, man. They had that thin, crackery crust, brick oven pizza, tavern pizza, to die for. They're not open anymore. So now when I go back and visit the folks, we got a place by us called La Villa. Very good pizza as well. There's also a place called Chicago Pizza. They're a little bit more convenient. Good, not great. In terms of the deep dish, I've always been a Super Roast, or excuse me, a Giordano's guy. But it's easier for me to get my hands on Lou Malnati's because I got a buddy that I work with who's got family out in Joliet. And then when he goes down there, he brings back a few frozen ones. So I still get little Lou Malnati's every once in a while, even though it's frozen. But oh my God.
So
I don't even want to show this comment.
Yeah, get out of here with all that. Even though I have had New York pizza and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty damn good, but you can't compare it to our pizza. Stop it, Chris.
Right.
Come on. I need to give me 1 second. Wedge is gonna take it from here. I'll be back.
Okay. So New York pizza. Okay. So listen, there's a ton of good pizza across the country. But to kind of touch on what Tom says, noise question is that they deliver your pizza in a paper bag. That's how you knew that it was good, right? You got the little plastic table in the middle holding up your typical white bag pizza with the little Italian thing on there. Usually, the little chef guy with the leaning tower of pizza was typically on there. That's how you knew you were getting good Chicago pizza, good tavern pizza. The white bag, folded over, stapled with plenty of toppings, and away we went, man. So Crate loves that New York grease. And there's just something about folding a piece of pizza that just doesn't sit right with me. Yes, they're good, but man, I like that thick, crackery crust where you bite into it. You got that little bit of a crunch, a little bit of char on there for me. Okay, Christopher's flexing on us a little bit. Italy has the best pizza I've ever had. I've never had pizza in Italy. So I've had pizza in Little Italy out in Elmwood Park, if you know what I mean there, Chris. So, but yeah.
That's a big flex there.
Yeah.
You had to leave the country to have the best pizza in the world.
Yeah. So.
Not fair. Not fair.
So Tom was saying, have you ever had that pizza delivered in a paper bag? That's how Super Rosa used to deliver it, in that white paper bag with the Leaning Tower pizza, like the typical white tavern style bag.
Yeah.
So
Love it. I love it. Where Tom, where are you from? Area, the area. What town are you from?
So for me, it's a place on the south side in Evergreen Park called Rosa Angelia's.
Yeah,
Grew up eating that mom and
Los
pop joint.
Angeles. I've been
Okay.
there since 95th in California. Okay.
So, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
south
you're
side.
down
Yeah.
on that side. Grew up in Evergreen Park, now living in Northwest Indiana. So, yeah, yeah, Christopher is from Oklahoma. We know that, you Oklahoma honk. So, Tom, I mean, now living in Northwest Indiana, real quick, give us a few things that you're hearing out there about the stadium. I know Pay earlier from one of the Rams fans was asking us about it. Seeing how you're living in the state, how much of a press is that Indiana local government putting into trying to get the Bears there? Like, is this a for real thing for them? Do they feel pretty confident that they're going to get the stadium down there? Like, I'd be curious to kind of hear that from your perspective.
For sure. Yeah, definitely would like to get the pulse of Indianians.
Hmm.
Would they be excited? Are they willing to bring the Bears out there with open arms? Probably, right? Because a lot of those Northwest Indiana folk grew up Bears fans. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of them probably grew up in Chicago and just moved there. So,
yeah, that too.
when I lived in Rockford,
a
yeah, I
guy
worked for
that brought you to Italy to
Huh.
see how your manufacturer of what he sold. You got to have Italy pizza. It's simple, amazing, and not covered in toppings. Yeah, because we're Americans.
We need the greasy sausage and pepperoni.
All that and 2 inches of cheese. Yeah,
Yes. It's how we keep our dairy farmers in business, right?
that's right.
Gary will press all they can to bring revenue to that. Yeah, Gary. It's that has been an area hit pretty hard. Indiana seems serious. I'm just trying to figure out the location. I mean, they have renderings and everything that I've seen already
I
too.
saw that. Yeah, they already made some renderings.
Yeah,
Woo.
I was like, damn, that was quick. Bust out the color pencils and away we go. Whew. All right, we took a pretty serious pizza turn here. Should we try to?
That was a great question, though.
Yeah.
See how amped we get when you brought up food? Don't do that in the chat too much. That was a great question, though. We took a trip around the Chicagoland
Yeah.
at pizzerias.
Christopher, Gary, Indiana. Perfect. Why? I'm sensing some sarcasm in this comment.
A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit.
Great. And they keep limoncello on the table. I also had some people have their dogs under the table too. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Bring your dog to the restaurant. That's all right.
Crate's ready. He's ready to get back to football time.
Football time.
What, man? What time is it? It's 11:30 already.
Yeah. There's an early game? No, we're the late game.
Yeah, we're the late game, but the early game doesn't kick off until like 2:00 Central. So, from what I have heard, Gary has suggested 2 locations close to the Hard Rock Casino, and Miller Beach, which would kind of suck as far as getting to the stadium.
Oh, is this one of the renderings that I saw?
Yes.
There's like this bridge that leads to the stadium. When I saw that rendering, I was like, that's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Arlington Heights. Warren just needs to get everyone's attention. 100% agree with that. Arlington Heights is where they want to go. They already bought the land. You don't go and buy land just to have land.
Yeah, and cleared it out too. Yeah. I mean, it's prepped. It's ready to go.
Yep.
Stick a shovel in the dirt.
It would be nice, personally, for Arlington Heights. I would love to see it. One, you don't have to go through the city to get to the stadium. You can go around the city if you're coming from the north side or up north. you don't even have to hit the city, and you're
Yeah, dude.
traveling away from the city
You
to
can
get
take
there.
the expressway, you could take Northwest Highway, you could take Higgins. There's a lot of routes
Yeah.
you can get to Arlington Heights from the city.
I'm pretty sure they're not too far off of a metro line so that they'll have
It
the
is right
transportation.
off the metro.
Yeah. So,
Or Metra, sorry. The
yeah.
metro station is right there.
Yeah. 100. This is 100%, power play right here. And I love it. It's what you got to do. This is Chicago politics at its finest.
Yeah.
So,
Bring the Brinks truck. I've said it at the
yeah.
start of all this, and I will keep repeating it. Back up the Brinks truck. Let's go.
Yeah. You just haven't greased the right palms yet. 100%.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
that's
you
it.
didn't put enough grease in there, if you know what I mean. Huh?
Hey,
So,
forget about it.
hey,
Hey, whoa.
I mean, they just need to get out of the city, turn a $3 billion team into a 10. It absolutely would. A new stadium for this team. You would be talking for a franchise that was originally sold for $100, and now 10 billion, right? I mean,
Yeah.
So, yeah, Tom says that there's public transit right to the racetrack.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I know why Warren was talking about the seats that they want in there. Politics is easy for him. Yeah. It's a damn shame it came down to this. It really is. Because now it's taking us away from talking football, right? And now we're talking about this damn stadium all the time. So, but hey, you know what? It's big business. If they build a stadium, hopefully within the next 3 years, that window might line up pretty good for the old Bears. Imagine the Bears playing a home field Super Bowl.
So that's what it could lead to. If we're looking at where the team is right now, they're still working out some of the bugs, but you see the potential that's there. They're young. There's so many good players on rookie contracts that, like you said, in like 3 or 4 years, we should be competing for Super Bowls. And then lo and behold, the stadium's built and they're going to host the Super Bowl. There it is. The stars all start to align. Oh my God. I need to calm down.
This is an interesting comment. If Chicago does go to Indiana, I feel like the city of Chicago will bring another football team in, even if it's a new expansion team.
Sure.
You think the NFL is going to expand anytime soon? I think they would expand internationally before they would do locally. Put a foothold in London or, I think that's why they're going to all these different countries to see where the team can be supported.
That creates so many problems.
It does.
An overseas team, like that is the biggest pain in the ass for teams to travel that distance. And it's a bad idea. I would agree with your statement, but I wouldn't be for it. I'd be like, that sucks. But they probably would want to have a London team before they give us another expansion team in the United States or Chicago.
Well,
they would want to.
Yeah. Before Jacksonville was good, they were, talking about the possibility of half of their home games being over.
Yeah, because the owner of Jacksonville owns or is part owner of that stadium out there, no?
I believe so. I don't know off the top of my head, but I believe I heard that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm there. Okay, I'll sell a car, take that money to buy a ticket. Okay, so I have time. They need to build it. Yeah, I'm sure he's talking about that home Super Bowl. Yeah. We would all probably have to donate kidneys on the black market in order to get there, but it'd be worth it. I only need one anyway.
You only need one. That's why God gave us 2 of them.
Yeah. Got a spare. Don't get me wrong, despite how ugly it is, I love Soldier Field, but getting to and from it is terrible, and the Bears get no revenue from concessions or parking. Right. And that, my friend, is why they want a new stadium.
Yeah.
So, too much money for the city to lose, absolutely. Illinois needs the Bears. They need the revenue. Illinois needs to get out of its own way. 100% agree. Welcome to Illinois politics.
Yeah. Hello, Governor Pritzker.
Yeah. By the way, if they build a stadium and all that infrastructure, there might be a few jobs that might be popping open in order to do so.
Yeah,
Just
ton
saying.
of jobs, ton of them.
And with Arlington Heights being in Cook County, that tax revenue would stay there. It's
Stays
a
in the
no-brainer.
county, right?
Mhm. Would be cool to see a Canadian or European American Football League, a Super Bowl. Then you could go to the World Bowl after
The
you win the Super
World
Bowl.
Bowl. I like
Okay.
it. I like that.
That'd be crazy, man. That would be awesome. Kind of like what baseball is doing, right? Like, even though all their stars are in the US, they do US versus the world type of thing, or NHL is doing it right now,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool to see. So, what a contract to land for any company. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
big money.
A
Huge,
lot of
big
union
money.
jobs there, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
a shit ton of union jobs. I mean,
All
all
the
of them pretty much.
construction and everything.
Yeah.
Woo,
And wire, the electricians, the running fiber optic cables. That it.
And if they weren't union jobs, how can we, talk about how many bodies are buried in the concrete in the stadium?
I know, right? Yeah. Who's the next great union steward to be buried under a stadium? Where's Hoffa?
Yeah. Wait a minute. What's going on here? You see Otani on the sideline gripping a football? Like, what? What's this?
What's this?
Yeah, football will never take over soccer overseas.
God
Football.
knows.
Yeah.
Football, yeah, the real football. The world's soccer is the world sport for sure.
Especially in Europe with all the deep rooted history, like Man City and all that stuff. So
yeah.
But all right, man. We're an hour and a half in. All right. Enough stadium talk, guys. Let's start breaking down this matchup here. It's already 11:40.
So let's go back to this really quick. Did you say you had some numbers pulled up about let's say the Rams in cold weather, Matt Stafford in cold weather?
I started researching it, and the research was kind of contradicting itself. In games under 40 degrees, which to me that's not cold weather. He's 3-3. He's thrown for 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns type of thing. But the colder it gets, I was really trying to find a breakdown for roughly where the weather was going to be today, just to kind of see. And it wasn't really clear. It's been a while since he's played in that real cold weather.
Yeah.
So I kind of went the other route. I kind of did a real loose tail of the tape on them to kind of see where they ended up ranking coming into this matchup, just to see, how we know their offense is good, but I wanted to see kind of where their defense ranked as well. So I have some of that in front of me here. So in terms of the Rams rushing attack for the year, and now this is regular season, not playoffs, they were 7th in the league, rushing the ball for 126 yards. They were 1st in the league in passing, right? So they were averaging just a shade under 270 yards per game. When Matthew Stafford throws for 4,700 yards, you know why. They were also the number one scoring offense at 30.7 average per game. So we knew this offense was good, but that's where they stacked out in the rankings. Their defense is still a very good unit as well, though as of late, I think attrition has kind of got to them a little bit to where they're starting to see holes in the secondary. But they finished the regular season 10th in scoring defense, giving up 20.9 points a game.
Wow.
109 yards rushing allowed per game, which was 11th in the league. So still pretty good rush defense. And then giving up 218 yards in passing, which was 20th in the league.
Wow.
Which I think a lot of that kind of got exposed towards the end of the season. Which is kind of what we were starting to talk about with the secondary. So, Lauren says, I bet you those stats have been way worse in the past 4 weeks. Yeah, I couldn't really find breakdowns because I was kind of curious about that myself. I really kind of wanted to see what the trend was in it, but overall, still trending pretty well. Stafford's finger sprung on his throwing hand, sprained maybe. We know Stafford is tough. Time also plays into it. He's 37, and Booker getting there a few times could also play into this. I agree with you 100%, man. You got to hit this kid and hit him and hit him and hit him. But I've also seen him throw a pass with a separated shoulder. So
I have something pulled up here. I don't know if this will be relevant, but let's
go ahead and
share
jump in.
this really quick to answer the cold weather condition. It says, what is Matt Stafford's record in cold weather games? I will read this to everyone. Let's see. According to Rams Wire, Stafford is 3-3 in his career in freezing conditions. That is anything at or below 32 degrees. That's actually pretty solid, what all things considered, as Stafford has also thrown for over 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions in said contests. However, Stafford is just 1-9 when a game involves both cold and inclement conditions. Yikes. That's a big difference. You also might think that Stafford has had more experiences in the elements before he joined the Rams, since, right, he was a Detroit Lion. But he only played in 5 such cold games during his entire decade-plus Detroit tenure. So he actually doesn't do too bad in these freezing temperatures, actually. Although 3-3, we know football's a team sport, but I tell you what, 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions doesn't sound like might be bothered too much. However, Stafford is 1-9 when a game's involved both cold and inclement conditions.
So wind, precipitation.
Yeah. There you go. Right. So, what's the current weather forecast for today's game? Are we going to get some precipitation?
Last I saw, it was supposed to be about 20 degrees, but I'll pull it up real quick here. 20 degrees with 20 to 30 mile-hour winds. So that means your wind chills are going to be in the negatives, maybe even more sitting down by the lake. So we'll see. It's been kind of flip-flopping all over the place right now. Currently down at Soldier Field, it's 16 degrees, 10% chance of precipitation. It winds 14 miles an hour, so it feels like it's about 2 out there. So it's going to be a chilly one, man. Lows of 7. It's going to get pretty chilly out there. I'm more concerned about the wind than anything, especially for these passing games. But I know this is Bears weather. So we've been practicing out in it. We're already adjusted to it. So that's, going to be something to keep an eye on. Yeah. When you're kicking, throwing that ball in this type of weather, that thing feels like a rock. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Stafford's finger is sprung on his throwing hand. We know Stafford's tough. Time also plays into it. He's 37, and Booker getting there a few times could also play into this. Yeah, that's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
That you knock him down a few times, get in his face, get him off his launch points and things like that. And interior line, please show up. Golly.
So around kickoff, it's supposed to be about 19 degrees with winds 22 miles an hour, so it's going to feel like -4.
Woo!
Yeah. 40% chance of precipitation.
Oh.
Yeah. 6 o'clock, it jumps up to 47. 7 o'clock, 58. So the second half, we might see a little bit of maybe a snow globe happening. So
okay. Yeah. They call freezing 32. That's freaking warm. Yeah, by our standards, 32. Yeah. That's a warm day.
That's when we start busting out the shorts and short sleeve shirts. So
Bears up, Rams down. Take us home, 18. I know. Yep. Those guys are not Tom Brady. We saw the fall of Rodgers. Let's cause the fall of Stafford. I agree. Pressure interior DL show up. Absolutely. They're NLF players, or is that NFL? Am I reading
NFL
that?
Players, yeah.
They're men among boys. The weather shouldn't be a factor, and they'll play their hearts out. Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, they're professionals at the end of the day. I'm sure it won't be their first cold game that they've played in.
Right. right?
A
A
lot,
lot
a
of these
lot of
guys are
them.
from the Midwest.
Yeah,
Blake Corum played in Michigan. Williams was a Notre Dame guy. So they've had their fair share. Though it's college football, they're done by November. So
that's true.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah. This won't be an average game for the Rams. We are acclimated. They aren't. Yeah, there could be that because right, as I've heard all week in the storylines, the Rams practiced all week in Los Angeles where it was a balmy, 78 degrees or something, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not going to be good because our boys have been practicing and it's, been 12 degrees outside and our boys are
Right.
practicing in that.
Yeah. Yeah. To learn Scama, what are they practicing in? Like Ezra said, 65 to 70 degrees, right?
Yeah. So it could be a factor, but if we're going up, X's and O's, the Jimmies and the Joes,
Mhm.
this is quite a handful to deal with. Again, dealing with Rams offense, both running backs. They're running back by committee. What do we say? I like saying I used to work out. I can
I
still
could
hit the
still hit the gym.
Oh,
Good analogy there.
oh
I
yeah.
could hit the gym too, but I'm not going to be able to walk out by the time I'm done.
That's right.
So,
Learn you're the Gen X guy, right? You're
yeah,
45. I'm
yeah,
47. Yeah, gym talk ain't really.
yeah.
So, all right.
I mean, while we're starting to get into it, man, we might as well get ready. Start talking about some of the keys of the games, man.
Keys to
This
the
show
game.
is ripping by.
I
So
know. We could beat these candy asses in their own dome. Come on, boys. Why are we so scared? So I don't know if you guys we didn't have many people in the chat during the intro of the show, the cold open. And we wrote a letter to Ben Johnson. Well, I'm gonna end up like taking the audio from that and making an actual dedicated just video for that. So you guys will be able to consume that. But if you want to, at the end of the show, go back to the beginning and just watch the first 3 minutes of the show. You'll hear the letter. We talked about that, right? Ben Johnson not only coached Caleb, he's not only coaching the Chicago Bears, he coached all of Bears Nation. Okay. He taught us to be risk takers. He taught us to believe. He taught us to be confident. So I like where you're going with that, Learn. We shouldn't be scared. We could take these guys. I believe it. I'm a believer. I'm just saying this is gonna be a fight.
yeah, we've been saying it all year, right? This offense has got to come out and they got to be second half offense in the first half. Great. I rode a bike for the first time in a while, damn near died. You're as in comparing it to coming back into the cold. I get it.
Okay, nice.
So, Chris said, no fear here. I just need to be vigilant, not let Puka and them take the top off of us all day. He wants 169 to show up all day. So Uno, Kyler, and Brisk, huh? I could see this being a game where Brisk, will try to knock himself out. I really do.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's a couple big hits like that in this cold weather. Man, I would love to see them come out and start cooking early, like Crate's saying. Let Ben cook. If hopefully they have a good script planned where they could come out. I think if a team gets up, if this team can get up a couple scores early, you really start letting that cold and doubt start creeping into their mind.
Yeah.
And, we kind of see where it goes from there. I love the letter, but LA sucks. We could beat Seattle. For shit's sakes, bear down. I'm with you, Learn. I'm with you. We're going to run for 300 yards today and beat them by 20. They slowing down. We're speeding up. Roar.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Gonna be brisky out there, okay? Yeah. And then can we get Ben Johnson and not take those risks we're deep in our own zones?
No promises. No promises.
From your lips to Ben's ears, right? Thankfully it worked out last week, but yeah. I tell you what, though, as a Bears fan last week, seeing them do that, we're all like, I can see why we're doing this, unfortunately. right?
Yeah.
Learn's calling Chris out. Where's Chris? I need a fight. Learn's feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Learn's getting jacked up. I could
Jacked
just
up.
tell.
Get the
So-
smelling salts out, man.
All
Yeah.
right.
Woo. All
Let's
right, so
let's hit these keys to the game.
Yeah, keys to the game. You go ahead. Start
All
us
right,
off.
man. So, in kind of in fashion with Learn, I agree with him. I think the secondary needs to have a big game. We know we're not going to be able to stop Puka and Devontae, but we do have to limit the damage, right? Nothing cheap, nothing easy. We started seeing glimpses of Uno rounding back into form here. And Jalen Johnson, I think, is one of the keys in this. I don't think he's going to be locked up on Puka. I think they're going to use the whole bracket method on Puka, and they're going to try to go Jalen and Devontae as a pairing a little bit. One, I think that's naturally where they line up. Two, with Jalen being a little bit bigger guy, I think that's kind of the matchup that the Bears would rather have him on versus Puka. But man, we need to see that Pro Bowl corner come out of Jalen Johnson. And listen, Devontae Adams has been doing it for a long time, and he's still going to get his. But at the same point in time, everything's got to be contested. Everything's got to be in front. None of this, cheap shit, 40, 50 yards strikes. If this wind is whipping around like it's supposed to be, a lot of these throws are going to be short. So these guys need to be able to tackle Jalen. If I see any more business decisions from you, brother, I'm going to personally tell Create and Learn not to buy your fucking jersey. Okay? So let's see it. Let's earn that money this year. You were missing for most of the year. I get it. He's not 100%, but every week he's got to be getting closer, and this has got to be his best game. We also got to come out on the offensive side and run that rock early, right? I agree with all the comments and what Create and Learn talking about. We got to use the run to set up the pass, set the tone, right? I wore this shirt on purpose today. Our run game needs to set the tone. All right, in my best Shoresy voice, come on, boys, let's set the tone here. Okay, let's see what this offensive line could do, and it might be shuffled around. So these guys really got to come out and make a statement. And if Tooney's out at left tackle, let's see that preseason success transfer into the regular season and playoff success here with the Bears. Let Monungai be the hammer. I want to see pieces of plastic flying off of helmets as well, just like Creator Learn said earlier. You guys have been commenting so much, I can't keep you guys straight, and I love it. So, but let him be the hammer. Let him get the ball on 4th and 1 inside our red zone, right? Let's see Ben Johnson lean on this run game when the chips may be down or when this offense needs to spark. Let's see this run game be able to start picking it up. They can rush the passer now. And if we're shuffling the line through, if we can run the ball and use play action to slow this pass rush down, that's going to be a huge key for me. And Caleb's got to be Caleb all 4 quarters, man. We need you, brother, right? I love the late game heroics. You are a legend in the city of Chicago. And you even said it yourself, Caleb. You make your money in the regular season. You make your legacy in the playoffs. I'm giving myself goosebumps right now, right? You make your legacy in the playoffs. And if you want to make your legacy in the playoffs, we need another home playoff win. We need the best version of Caleb Williams for all 4 quarters. We need to see 4th quarter Caleb Williams in the 1st quarter where we can get this team down and then just start putting the foot on the neck of this team. Let's see it, brother. The last time that the Bears played the Rams in the playoffs, It was from that fateful 1985 season, and the Bears won 24-0 in a very cold Soldiers Field back then. Eric Dickerson didn't do shit. Their quarterback didn't do shit. It's got to be the same, except flopped, right? Stafford needs to be controlled. Their run game needs to be held in check. I know we're not going to stop it. Our run defense is not good. I get it. You just got to stop the big explosive plays. Let them go on 14 to 16 yard or play drives, right? With this defense being as opportunistic as it is, we didn't get a turnover last game. So guess what? This defense is due. We got a little bit of ground to make up. And the best thing about that game, with the defense not getting a turnover, it's the first game that this defense didn't get a turnover and we won. And it was one of the biggest games to date, right? The biggest to date. Today being even bigger. Yep. Right? So let's go. Let's see it happen. Strip sacks, interceptions, fumbles. The ball wasn't bouncing the Bears' way last week, right?
Yeah, no.
It's got it this week. And I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. I love it. It's going to happen. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's get your keys to the game. And our chat is blowing up, so we got a little bit of ground to make up. So let's get your keys to the game and let's go.
No doubt. Yeah, so for me, number one, 1,000,000% on your keys to the game. 1,000,000%. I'll do my best to try to not repeat any of your keys because you kind of nailed it. Those were big keys to the game. For me, I can add to that on defense. Our defensive line, our front four, you guys got to step up today. You got to get to the quarterback. Again, I'm not asking for 6 sacks. I'm asking you just get in Stafford's face. Get in his area. He's going to get the passes off, but give him a shiver one time. Let him feel you. You know what I mean? Let him know that let him hear footsteps all game, but they got to be really active, penetrate, and get, in his face. They just, like you said, though, like with the run game as well, my expectations with them are very low. So, but they really need to step up this game. But I'm more concerned about their pass game being a huge threat. So again, getting to the quarterback, getting him off his marks and things like that. They just really need to pressure the quarterback today. Matthew Stafford is not a mobile quarterback anymore. He used to be. I don't think he is too much these days. He's old, so he's going to be slower. You got to get to him. Can't say that enough. If you could pressure him, maybe you can get him to throw a couple picks and things like that. It'll cause mistakes. Now on the offense, it's going to be really hard to not double piggyback on some of your things because this game's going to boil down to our run game.
Mm-hmm.
We have to come out body blow, body blow, body blow. I've said this almost like 3 weeks in a row now, but there are times that Ben Johnson forgets that we had the second-ranked rushing offense in the NFL. He forgets, and he gets away from the run game too quickly. He's going to have to remember on 3rd and shorts, on 4th and shorts. Yeah, it's great to hit Colston Loveland all the time to convert those. To lean on the run game. Lean on your hogs up front. Mm-hmm. The Bears are just going to have to play very physical football today, which they've proven they can do. Physicality is not a concern with me with this Bears team. What we need them to do it for is all 60 minutes. From the first whistle to the last whistle, beat these guys up, out physical them, and dominate. That's it. Just dominate physically. And again, Kyle Monungai, I want Kyle Monungai.
Rushing for first downs.
Love it.
Bear down.
I want to see stickers. I want to see decals coming off your helmet today. I asked for it last week. I didn't get it. But we got it the weeks prior. That's what we need today. Show them. Show the Rams what the black and blue division's all about. Show them. Decals off of helmets. Let's go. For me, and that's it. Because with the run game ties in the top. time of possession.
Yeah.
Because again, you want to really do damage to the Rams. Well, you do a lot of damage to the Rams by keeping their offense off the field. So, but again, that's all wrapped up in that run game physicality thing. So that's my keys. You said everything you need to say about our secondary as well, because Jalen needs to kind of. I want to see another step of him. He's getting back into form. Brisker, yeah, man, it's time to start laying wood. All right, preemptively do the smelling salts, yeah, and then start laying wood. Do what you do. I also want to see Kyler Gordon also make a step this week as well, because last week the Green Bay Packers were picking on his ass on purpose, exposed. Let's not have this happen this week now, Kyler. Come on. Whew. All right, that's my keys. Good Lord gracious.
I think the positive thing for me with Kyler Gordon is we saw last week he was getting better as the game went on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We haven't seen that from Jalen Johnson, where he was getting better as the game went on. So I think Kyler was shaking that rust off throughout the game. So I'm expecting Kyler to take a huge step coming in. I want to see Jalen do it from snap one. And damn it, Jalen Johnson, you better throw your fucking shoulder in there. You better be a willing tackler today. Because if not, you need to take a fucking pay cut. So that's just the bottom line.
Or I'll tell you what, too, if the coaches, and I would hope Dennis Allen's like this, if you see Jalen being really weary coming up to run support and making business decisions, sit him down.
Yeah.
Put Tyreek in.
Yeah.
Tyreek
he'll
ain't
fucking
scared.
hit you.
Yeah. Take him
Al
out.
Harris, get all up in his ass for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to be a fight, and I can't wait to watch it. So, getting into some of these comments, 49ers, what is about this generation that's okay quitting? Glad it's not our team. Remember when Cam Newton pulled up short on the that was in the Super Bowl.
That one. Yeah.
It just that shit. I question people's competitive drive when I see shit like that, right?
Oh yeah.
The fact that you had the time to think, oh, I'm not going to do that. That means it was a predetermined decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, if there's a ball on the ground, I'm not going for it.
I'm not sticking my head in there.
Yeah. That's not an instant decision like that, right? That's a predetermined decision. So, Christopher says that the Rams are going to be eating Chi-Town pizza with a smile tonight. I agree with you, because they're going to be so impressed with how well Caleb Williams played. They're like, holy shit, we got beat by one of the greatest to do it of all time. I
guess the only joy we're going to get tonight is eating this delicious Chicago-style pizza.
Yes. So, I mean, I could see it. So, and that's if Chicago doesn't kick them out, by the time that that pizza's ready. So
you'll be having deep dish in Iowa on your way back to Los Angeles.
Puka and Adams are two people. Our pass catchers are just as dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Puka is out with Dua Lipa all day. Probably can't find the locker room. Bear the F down. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Is that kind of like a little jab at I heard people saying stuff like maybe he's suffering from CTE early because he was on somebody's podcast or show and he was acting a donkey. Okay.
F. Devontae Adams, this sucker ass. He's used to going home this time of year.
Facts.
Yeah. Yes. Last year he didn't even make it. Didn't even sniff the playoffs with the Jets. Great. Totally agrees with us. Thank you. Great. Stafford's old McVay's talking all night to LaFleur and the Rams home so they could go cuddle with their Packer family.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be real close.
Yep. They were sending late night texts in a hotel all night.
Yes.
I love you. Sweetie. Love you too.
Linebackers have to step up with these injuries. Agreed. Listen, man, this feels like a Jackson type of game, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Where these two running backs like to run downhill, and Jackson, I love him as a linebacker, quite honestly. this game is geared up towards him. I think he plays the run just as well as any of our linebackers. And he's pretty good in coverage as well. So I'm looking for a big game from him.
Because he's fast. He plays fast. And like you said, he's great in run fits, and he's very physical. Yeah, he hits. That boy hits.
Learn says they can rush the King of the North all they want. Our man, Russian ice off his shoulders.
God, I hope we see that tonight, but not in some heroic fashion.
Right.
Maybe his fourth touchdown he threw, and we're up big. He can just go ahead and give us one of those. Yeah. Ooh.
Caleb can beat these KDSs from California in half a quarter.
Yeah. He's done it.
Where are you calling for you, Chris?
Chris, where you at?
He says he can't hear you. Can't read your comments either.
Nothing.
Picking on folks who are busy. I'm right here, Chris. Where's the mouth? There's no way you're comparing the monsters of the Midwest defense to your guys' defense today. Yeah. Nobody was. I'm not saying they're going to go out and shut them out. I was just presenting a fact, my friend.
He was just stating history.
Right.
Not that history repeats, because we don't have that defense like that this year, but history rhymes.
Mm-hmm. Tom asked, Green Bay picked us apart in man coverage. Do you expect to see more zone?
I hope so.
Yeah. They got to do like a match zone or something. Mm-hmm. The only thing, a Stafford zone defense, he's heard it all before or seen it all before, man. I mean, guys are just going to have to step up and make some plays. And I think it starts up front, like as was talking about. If we could get pressure on them, we could get away with playing a little bit more man. If we're sitting back in zone all day, that makes me a little nervous. Listen, with this quarterback, it's going to be tough to disguise coverages. He's going to be ready for anything. They're going to have to mix it up. Man against these two receivers scares me quite a bit because we only have so many people to go around. And they're tight ends, which we didn't really even talk about. They're very active in this passing game as well. So if you're running deep with these receivers and, we got Kyler or CJ running with these tight ends, it's going to come down to making sure we get pressure on Stafford, get him off his spots, like anything.
Look at Learn. Learn's great. Look at it's Monsters of the Midway, dumbass. Monsters of the Midwest.
Maybe it auto-corrected him. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I totally agree as well as Jalen Johnson's still hurt, boys. He's trying.
We know. And I like JJ, man. It's just let me point. Can I bring this up? I need to bring this up. And this is totally off topic, but bear with me, okay, please. Has anybody noticed? Okay, JJ gets hurt. He has to have surgery. We don't see JJ for a while. Now he's all over people's podcasts. He's on radio. He's making all these appearances, and we've seen him on the field for a few weeks now. He looks like Barry Bonds. No, this is my suspicion because they want him to recover from the surgery so fast. They've probably been pumping him full of HGH, and
he's getting the clear.
His head looks like it's grown 5 hat sizes bigger, and I'm like, oh, he's getting big. He's getting bigger. He's gonna lose a step because I don't know. That's just me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Join me on Saturday nights when I talk all about conspiracy theories.
Was Sammy Sosa in town for the Cubs con? I mean,
he could be. Sammy Sosa was, yeah.
Maybe.
Just throwing it out there.
Okay. The kind of fight where the Rams get slapped down, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Why can't I see that suckers, Chris?
Oh no, Chris! You didn't block nobody, Chris? No, Chris can handle it, man. Chris,
Chris got thick skin. They will eat pizza while we're in the training facility, rehabbing for our next game. Absolutely.
Amen. Yep.
He asked her to the game.
Oh, okay. So he's like a little preoccupied, if you will.
Love struck. Okay. You're saying his legs might be a little weak today?
Oh.
Okay. Talking about Puka.
Mhm.
Great keys, guys. I love the wins. Don't get me wrong. I'm hoping it's just growing pains. I love the wins, but man, the cardiac bears this year. Let's get on the board early. Yes,
Yes.
it's got to happen, man. Yes, Jackson. Now we're jamming. Embarrass it, boys. It's who 18 is. Christopher responded, laughing my ass off. Oh my God, there's so many comments. I love it, man. I love it. No one said we're the 85s. There is no Dent. There is no Otis. There is no Samurai. I mean, these are different bears. Offense is just about complete. Defense still needs some stars for sure. And we're going to see that a lot. Puka in the slot. Good luck, Bears. Here we go. We just need week 13 Bears and we'll be okay. That's true. Speech, Christopher trying to say a face here. Speech to text. Sorry. For his Midwest monsters of the Midwest. You're right, though. Your defense does remind me of Midway Airport, Garf.
Oh. Yeah, Midway Airport is trash.
It is trash, 100%. So that whole area is trash. And then pretty hilarious. JJ told Caleb not to bring the Hollywood BS to Chicago. Then he shows up to the game in an all red suit. Still.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Did you see that? Obviously, you saw it. I was like, what the fuck is he wearing?
He looked like maybe, the old David Chappelle show. What was it called? The Pimp's Ball or whatever was in town.
Yeah, Players Ball.
Yeah. So
Red Cowboy.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
it's that time. So while we have you guys in the chat, let's throw out some score predictions in there. As I'm going to give you the opportunity to go first here. We did not do the trip around the NFL. It's getting down to the final teams anyway, but we will throw out our predictions for the Bears game and what the final score may be. So,
wow. Okay, so there's a conflict going on. My brain, my small football acumen is really wanting me to lean towards the Bears are just going to fall short today. However, I've been trained all season where I've seen it too many times where I say, you know what? We're out of this game. This game's fucking over. I'm just going to go walk the dog now. I'm not even going to watch any more of this game. So many times this season to the tune of 7 victories. At this point, I'm a believer. I'm a believer and I have faith that as we hold up that holy beef to the sky, God's favors will fall upon the Bears. Certain balls will fall in our hands, maybe some timely turnover action, some interceptions, and the Bears offense will score points off those turnovers. I have the Bears winning today. 31-28. Book it.
31-28. Woo. All right. It's going to be some points being scored today, huh?
There are going to be some points, because I didn't think there was going to be last game because of how cold it was. And although I did guess the score pretty high, I'm going to do it again because it seemed as though Caleb wasn't affected by the cold or the wind. He was throwing that fucking ball over the yard. So we're going to see it again today.
Vern doubted you for a minute there.
Well, because I did. That's what I did on purpose. I led the audience one way and then hard turned back. And so, yeah.
Okay. Listen, man. I know where you're coming from because going into this game, I was a lot more confident before I started doing the work on the game, right? I'm like, listen, man, destiny, fate, legacy, all these words swirling around. And then you start looking at the numbers. You're like, man, this Rams team is really good. We talked about it on previous shows. The one team we didn't want to see in the playoffs were these Rams.
Those Rams.
But we have these Rams coming into our house, don't we? We're not going out there. We're not in a dome. We have our fans sitting in those stands to the point where Soldier Field was rocking, literally shaking. So we have an extra man with us, don't we? We have an extra phase with us, don't we? With that being said, I say Caleb Williams continues his journey on building his own legacy to the point where he takes this team in year one with Ben Johnson to the NFC Championship game. I think with the weather and the fact that these Bears are going to have to run the ball, I do think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring game. I think the wind gust 20 to 30 miles an hour is going to play a huge factor in this game, and who could cut their spirals through the wind. And I think field goal kickers are going to have a long day sitting on a very cold bench because it's going to be pretty dicey kicking in there. So this team needs to score touchdowns, and touchdowns they will score. I think the Bears are going to go out and they're going to win 24-23 in dramatic fashion, as always. And then we all will have Caleb Williams tattoos by the beginning of next season. So
I like it. I love it.
24-23 Bears. They kick one at the very end to win this thing.
Wow.
So
nice. So why we need faith to beat this average ass team in our house in our weather with the Iceman? Come on. Agree. I agree with you. I agree. I know those are all very good points there. Tom's got 24-12 Bears. Nice. Oh, you went up to learn up there.
Yeah.
Bears. Rams 9.
I
love it.
Straight fire.
Create. Boys, I'm about to paint my nails navy blue and orange if we win this game. Pictures. Yes. DM us pictures on Twitter or any of our socials so we can post that. Nails. Rage against the Rams. Yes. Chris 75. Rams. Bears 13. Wow. No comment. Good score. I'm going to say 2017 Bears. Okay, create. All right. So we're all going Bears except Chris. Chris says that the Rams are going to actually break some NFL playoff record in points scored in a playoff 75, game.
While the other
team. We're going to start calling Chris Burr. I agree with that. Chris Burr in the house today.
Yes.
Oh man.
It's gonna be a dogfight, boys. It's gonna be a dogfight.
Learn's accusing Chris of muting him.
Woo.
You can't see Chris's comments no more? Learn for real?
Okay.
Chris, did you mute somebody, Chris?
There's no way, unless he did it on accident, there's no way I could see Christopher backing down from a fight. No way. He's calling you a candy ass, Chris. Did we block
him? I didn't. The algorithm doesn't do that, right? They don't.
Yeah.
YouTube's algorithm doesn't break up little skirmishes, does it?
I don't think
I certainly didn't do it. I allow such communications in the chats.
You could put the user in a timeout. That's awesome.
We can put users in timeout, yeah, but I
Yes.
did not do such thing. I
Interesting.
condone and advocate this type of behavior.
Yes, I do as well. Little fan on fan crime, Nate. Nothing wrong with it. So
It's all good
nothing
fun.
wrong with it at all. All right, guys. What are you throwing on for the game, man?
So I've got chips and salsa going on. There's a salsa that the grocery store sells that is slamming.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it light. I think we're gonna have a hearty dinner, so I'm gonna keep the game snacks light.
Okay. It's pretty cold here in the Midwest, so I'm throwing on some white chicken chili. So smoked up a chicken yesterday. Gonna shred that, throw that in a little white chicken chili here, so we could stay all nice and warm and toasty and watch this game from our couch. So
Candy gummy bears. Are they THC gummies?
yeah. Okay.
Because you're gonna need to cope. You're gonna need some coping.
Yeah. Christopher is saying that he didn't block any of you guys, by the way. Let's fan war now, mouth. Leonard will make him cry. Let's get it going, go boys. Bears up, Rams down. Take us home, 18.
Absolutely.
How great is it to be sitting here as Bears fans and with the team making a deep playoff run? Unfortunately, San Francisco couldn't take care of business, so this will be our last home game of the season. When we go on to win this, we get to go out to Seattle.
We'll be going to
Get to
Seattle.
play a very vaunted Seattle team here. I'm still not sold on playoff Sam Darnold, though. Just not.
Samesies. I just he's going to turn into a pumpkin.
He will.
It's gonna happen.
It's not if, it's when.
Right.
So, hell, we'll talk about that game when we get to it. Let's see.
Do we do an emergency quick 30-minute banger when we pull this out after the game?
Why stop now, right?
Right.
If we do, the mask will make another appearance, ladies and gentlemen. I will be on. So the mask is primed and ready.
So no, Chris, we didn't. Sorry to interrupt you, Wedge.
Yeah.
Very good question. I think we did maybe at the very beginning for like 30 seconds. It was super brief. But now that you mention it, this affects next week's pick'ems because Denver's without Bo Nix now. What a weird ending to that game, number one. I will say the ending of that game was bullshit. I hate it. Like hate when refs affect the outcome of games. And to get 55 yards in defensive pass interference penalties on that final drive was horseshit.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know, man.
Then the kid finishes the game. You see him walking on the field, giving the whole post-game, good game, good game, good game. Then 15 minutes later at the press conference, Sean Payton's telling us that he broke his ankle and is going to have surgery and he's out for the season. You're like, wait, what?
The kid played like 3 plays after that too.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a check in the toughness box.
For sure.
Man,
but that changes it affects the whole dynamic of their team now.
Yeah.
Who's their backup?
Stidham.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't even remember his first name. So I want to say Jason, but that sounds too much like Jason Statham. So I'm probably wrong. Especially with the way that I've been handling names today, it's not good. So let me know if Christina gets up. It's Christopher.
Christofina.
I'm sure that was one of those voice to text slip ups. Bo Nix took an early vacation. That's sad, and Chris sucks. Christopher agrees with you 100%, man. Don't let the refs decide it. Listen, man, if it's close, is it so hard to call like defensive holding? I mean,
So just to give the 5 yards and an
yeah.
automatic first, yeah, sure.
I get it, right? If there's truly a penalty, you got to call it the right thing. But at the same point in time, just these field flipping calls, it's just that's it. No, it just doesn't sit well with me. In a regular season game, you can dismiss it at a certain point in time, right? But when it's on the biggest stage, everybody's watching. It's unexcusable, right? And Leonard says, "Nope, sorry, that was intentional." Chris, Tina, okay. The Broncos are making calls to Phillip Rivers. I did see one meme where, which quarterback was it? Josh Allen was dressed up in the fake nose and eyebrows in a Broncos jersey that says, "I could sign with the Broncos." Hilarious to me. But man, what a typical Bills loss in just a gut-wrenching fashion, though.
I know. Just when there's no Lamar that he has to go through, no Mahomes he has to go through.
So obviously, Christopher saying, "Okay, there, Karen," to learn there. So obviously that changes the entire complexion of what the AFC side is going to be, right? Was going to be Broncos number 1 versus 2, Broncos Patriots. What's crazy to think is that 2 of those quarterbacks out of Caleb's class made it to the championship game. After tonight, it'll be 3. 3 of those quarterbacks that will make it to their respective championship games. How crazy is that? Unfortunately, Bo's not going to be playing in it, but he was the reason why they got there. This could be one of those quarterback classes that we talk about in the same light of like the Aikman quarterback class, right? Where you had all these great quarterbacks coming out. Karen, really creative. This guy's scary. Maybe I should be careful. Well, if you can't see his comments, we'll make sure to post them. Don't worry. But no, seriously, with these quarterbacks and stuff here, I mean, it's crazy to think, that we now know that the NFL is going to be in good hands, going forward with these quarterbacks. And you always get compared to the other quarterbacks in your draft. And so far, all these quarterbacks have made deep playoff runs. Look at Jaden Daniels last year. Right. Unfortunately, he got hurt and everything else. And, he kind of disappeared into the obscurities of the NFL right now, waiting to be heard from again. And then we have Caleb Williams on the precipice of, making his name as well. So it's going to be very interesting, man. These might be the 3-4 guys that we talk about for the next 10, 15 years. So Learn's coming in strong. Nah, fuck Green Bay, fuck LA, and fuck Christina. Bear down.
Yeah.
Christopher saying, I'd like to see Josh Allen make it there. I feel like he's the next Jim Kelly, though. It's really shaping up that way.
It really is.
It's unfortunate he's not even making it to the big dance, though. He's only making it to the championship games, and sometimes not even that. Hey, guys, remember that thing Chris said that had some energy and got things fired up? Yeah, me neither.
Oh, God.
Anyway, okay.
You guys.
on that note, bear down, everybody.
Bear down.
Hopefully, we get the opportunity to talk to you guys in in a little bit here tonight. So can someone get Williams to stick his nose in some coverage photos when he's sitting on the bench? Come on, boys, bear it down. And then Christopher he's enjoying this. So, all right, guys. With that being said, one last final jab before we get off of here. Chris, you suck.
All right, you guys, man. Have a great game. Back on here, we'll be honest.
Bear down, baby. Go Bears.